back to an episode of Keeping Austin Queird. My name is Sky, and this is where we connect through colorful conversations. And I'm here with the lovely owner of 1972 Pub here on the UT Strip, Miss Debra Hallum.
Hallum.
Oh, sorry about that.
That's okay.
Hallum. So give her a big round of applause. Air horn. She's excited about the air horn. Welcome to Keeping Austin Queird.
Thanks for having me.
So I am so stoked to do this interview. So I just want to let you guys know this is my first time outside of my home, where we are actually recording here at the bar restaurant. So thanks for allowing me to do this. Today is your day off and it's your birthday. So happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
I mean, gosh, are you comfortable saying your age or no?
Oh, of course. I'm 57 today.
So I hope you have a great night. So you said you had dinners with girlfriends tonight, right?
I do.
Or some friends.
Yes.
Awesome. All right. Well, so basically how we came about being friends, I say, and introduced to each other is you had a Sunday Pride drag brunch here. And I never, I haven't been here. And I looked it up online and I have a few lesbian girlfriends that are always telling me, where the hell are the lesbians and where the hell is the lesbian bar? Now, again, not that this is a lesbian per se bar, but I've had so many girlfriends ask me that. So I rounded them all up and I said, listen, you guys, we're making this happen and we're doing this because it's Pride Month still and they're hosting a fun time. So
yeah, that's right. It was great you were here and your friends, but the lovely Violet Ward,
yep.
We work with her to do drag bingo and drag brunch, and we're huge fans, so yeah. It was a great time.
Yeah, and I had her on my podcast, I think, previously, and so she mentioned that, and we didn't do, I don't know, as I'm getting older in my gay age, I haven't been able to do a lot of the Pride things that I would normally do. But this one was like, okay, bingo. I'm good for a bingo and a brunch these days, you know? So this was the perfect place to bring my friends. It was a great time. You had food. So I was like, you know, let's check it out. So that is where we met. And how do you identify?
I identify as a lesbian, a gay woman, queer, all of those.
Nice. Okay. Well, the reason why I ask is because you'll probably see throughout our conversation is that the main point of my podcast is that we connect through colorful conversations, but it's letting people know that we have more in common than we realize once you take away our sexuality and who you like, who you're attracted to. You realize, wow, there's a lot of honestly connections there just as people.
Very true.
So
yes.
All right. So before we get into getting to know you a little bit better and going through my questions on this podcast, I like to play a fun game called Let's Get Deep. And, you know, there's basically three options that you get to choose from. We're going to do a 3-card pull, and it's deep and it's deeper. What did you say earlier about this?
A gay man with a game called Deeper.
Absolutely. All right. So let's, would you want to go deep or do you want to go deeper?
Are we going to do 3?
We're going to do 3.
Do one of each for sure.
Okay. Okay. What was your favorite meal growing up and why?
Well, I grew up in a very small town. We farmed. We were peanut farmers growing up.
Oh.
And I can tell you it was not venison. We were poor, and so we had a lot of venison growing up or vegetables from the garden. But I think my favorite meal was probably my mom's meatloaf.
Oh, love a meatloaf. Now, are you a tomato person on it or brown gravy or nothing? Or how do you like your meatloaf?
So I do not like tomatoes at all.
At all?
But I love a great salsa.
Okay.
That's so blendered. It has no tomato species. And
So blendered.
so blendered, whatever you'd like to say. And on my meatloaf, it's ketchup. It has to be ketchup. Now, I will say we have discovered, not with my mother, but in my last few years, we've discovered barbecue sauce on a meatloaf.
Oh, yeah, I could get into that.
But my mother's was ketchup.
Ugh, okay, nothing like a mother's meatloaf. All right. So we're going to go deeper now.
Okay.
And these are all random.
Okay.
Now, in what ways are you similar to your father?
Ooh, I'm stubborn. He was very stubborn. I'm stubborn. I think no matter what the issue was growing up, he pushed through, always found a solution.
Love that.
And so I think I have that from him, that no matter what's happening or what the issue, I just know I have to keep pushing and keep going.
I mean, if that probably helped you get to where you're at right now with this, your endeavor in this restaurant and this bar, I can only imagine.
Every day.
Yeah, which we'll get into. Okay, deeper. One last one.
Deeper.
Let's go deeper. See, they're not too deep or bad. Do you believe in the death penalty?
Ooh. So this is a hard one, because then I think people have to dig into their faith.
Yeah.
Whatever that is, whatever you believe, your higher being or what we're supposed to be doing here with our life. And I struggle with the death penalty because I don't think that anyone should take someone's life. I know that just in a lot of the reading and the research, again, I've never been in this situation, so I can't speak for them, but you hear people say that they're looking for justice, or they want some punishment for a person,
right,
for those major crimes where they've maybe taken someone else's life, for example.
Like that recent, the one in Idaho.
Yes. And so I struggle with it. I do think that we cannot live in chaos. We have to have laws, and we have to have things that we follow, and there has to be accountability for our crimes. But I do struggle with the death penalty simply because I could not take someone's life, and I'm not sure in my faith that we should be taking other people's lives, even if it's punishment.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I would agree with you on the same thing. I think, what the particular guy, he's doing like life twice or something like that. I mean, that's pretty brutal, but I know some people want that outcome. So, all right. Well, thank you for participating in the Get to Know You Better questions on the Deep and Deeper.
So you don't have to answer them. Is that?
No, I'll answer anything you want.
I'm teasing. I was looking for your favorite food, favorite meal.
Favorite meal is growing up. I mean, so we were fast food babies, to be honest with you. So I do love some fast food. I've outgrown that. It comes back. So I was born in Wisconsin, and my grandma was the traditional grandma. So she made the homemade mashed potatoes, the meatloaf. I mean, all the things I think of. So I think I get like more of the homegrown cooking from her. Mm-hmm. A baked spaghetti was easy, and I think it was things that are just like was easy and cheap, and that could feed a lot. Yeah,
exactly. So, we had 4 kids, so it was what you could make in bulk that fed a lot of people.
By the way, so I'm the oldest of 4.
Oh, nice.
Where are you at?
I'm the third of 4.
Are you a Taurus by the chance? What's your sign?
Cancer today.
Cancer. That's
Cancer.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Taurus and Cancers are best friends.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And so when you said the stubborn, and you said the work ethic, and you said everything, that is a trait that I have. So I was wondering, what's your dad's birthday?
He was June 8th. I don't know what that is.
I think that
1st of June.
April, May, June. I think that's Gemini. So he's in between. All right. So you briefly spoke about this growing up. So where'd you grow up again, state and city-wise?
Grew up in a very small town in southern Oklahoma.
Okay.
We didn't really live in a city, but I went to school in Marietta.
Okay.
Which is just over the Oklahoma-Texas line.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Very small. I had 32 kids in my graduating class.
What? Yeah. That small?
Yes.
And now this lovely building is a sports bar,
Yes.
primarily focused on female women's sports.
Yes.
Now, did you play sports in Oklahoma?
So remember I gave you my age earlier.
Yes, I do.
And so in the 70s and early 80s in small town Oklahoma, the sports were primarily devoted to boys.
Okay.
So we had football and baseball. We did have basketball and some track. So for PE, we would go to the track field and, I'd throw the shot put or the discus or participate in a relay. But eventually when I got to high school, you couldn't do both speech and debate and sports because you were gone on the weekends for speech and debate. So I had to choose. And at my height and my experience, I wasn't going to get any scholarships for sports.
Me neither.
And I had to find a way to pay for college and get help. And so I chose speech and debate over that.
Makes sense. Okay. Did you ever play like tetherball or wall ball or foursquare or any of those back then? Like not this athletic sports, but like the ones during the
playground
sports.
They had them. I don't know that I played too much of them.
Honestly, the biggest challenge for me was the sit and reach. They put you against that ball and tell you to put your fingers out. Not happening. Now, how long have you lived in Austin?
I've been in Austin for about 36 years.
Wow.
Yeah, I was 20 years old. I had been in college for a few years, didn't know what I wanted to major in. I had finished all of my basics. And again, I was finding ways to pay for it. And so I didn't know what to major in, and I couldn't continue to spend my money, waste money like that. So I left college and knew that I had to get out of that little bitty town. As a gay woman, I just... I couldn't stay there. It's very right-wing, very conservative. Yeah. And I took off. I had friends who lived here in Austin, and we came to visit a few times, and I discovered eating outside, chips and salsa, beer, and lesbians, and Austin was it.
Like jackpot, 4 cherries. Here we go.
Yeah.
Now... same for me. I grew up in a small town called Ocala, Florida. Not too small at this point, but it was one of those where it's like I had to get up out of there to do what I needed to do. And so I understand that. Real quick, so, you were going to college because you wanted to get up and you wanted to get out. What was your struggle trying to find what you wanted to major in? Like, obviously, you kind of, not everybody comes into college having the plan. I understand that. But what was kind of going through your head,
Yeah. So I originally, younger than that, wanted to go to law school. And my sister, of course, being in debate and, debate champion, I thought, law school, I wanted to do law. And my sister went to law school before me. And the first year she called home every day crying, because your first year is very, very hard. Brutal. And they want to push the losers out, is the way they say it. And not that anyone's a loser. No. That's just their slogan. And
same in medical.
Yeah. And she struggled. She made it, and she, became an attorney and pushed. But I thought to myself, I don't know that I want to go do that to myself. Like, as strong as I am and as much as I want to do something, I don't think I want to go through what I witnessed my sister going through. And plus, I had to pay for it myself again. Yep. It was a struggle with that. And
that ain't cheap.
It's not cheap. And of course, all the time that it took, she couldn't even really work, right? She was so busy in law school. So then I decided to do political science.
Gotcha.
I liked the government piece. And so I went into political science and started learning a lot and went, oh, heck, I don't know that I even want to do this. But I finished all of my basics and took some time off to figure that out. And then I went back to school and got a bachelor's in business, and then my master's is in organizational leadership.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's awesome. And I say that because we're sitting, your location is literally across UT campus. And, for some listeners that are, graduating or in school or trying to figure life out, it just kind of a symbol to say you don't always have to have that plan.
That's right.
And that you can still, navigate through life Like you said, thankfully you learned from your sister what you didn't want, and kind of like other people's experiences, and just kind of, taking your time,
Yeah, I think you have to find your path,
and not pressure.
Yeah, and don't put yourself through the pressure. You have to be motivated, as my wife says. She's been in education for many years and is a principal at a charter school. And to go to school, you have to be motivated. And if you're not motivated, you're wasting your time, you're wasting everyone else's time. And I think you have to find that path to be excited and motivated, and know what your goals are. And sometimes that path, you got to find ways. I mean, I went to work for a company who would pay for my education, which was another huge plus for me.
Wow.
And so I took advantage of that and worked for them, and I drew a paycheck and a degree, 2 degrees.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. And the other thing too is that it's not just school. I think that life lesson that you're just explaining to, me, is just that now on the other side of it all, that still carries on throughout your entire life.
Yes.
Again, not knowing exactly what you were doing, and now you're this and now you're that. I think it's okay to... Now, I don't know. I'm assuming you came from parents that were like, you're going to get the job and this is what you need to do, and kind of like make sure and don't change and stay on that and collect that money. You know what I mean? And, that's what I feel like most of, I'm 44, probably now in our generation. I'm still sure some parents are like that, applying that pressure. But again, in life, that's the beauty of it all. You're trying to figure out, okay, sometimes you want to do this for a little bit. Sometimes you want to do that for a little bit, and that's okay.
Yeah, and I learned a huge lesson, raising 2 kids with my wife. We made it clear that they could try anything, go do whatever they wanted to do to figure it out, and give them that space. Because, as you said, we weren't given that space by our parents, right? It was, you got to go to work and you got to make money.
Mm-hmm.
And so we tried to give our kids that space, and I always tried to tell them, do something you love. I know you've heard that slogan, it's not a job if you love doing what you do.
And that's so true.
Yeah, it is. And so, they both are, doing great in their adult lives. And we really are proud that we really wanted to give them that space and encourage them.
Awesome. Now let's get into a little bit of your family. So
Sure.
Your wife, it's your birthday.
Yeah.
And she's partying out in, where?
South Africa.
South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
Dying to go there. That just seems like a...
It's a beautiful country.
Is it?
The people are amazing. Everyone should, if they can, go.
Okay.
There's things you have to be careful with. There are some dangers. Things can happen anywhere. We get it. But there are some things there you have to take caution about. But it is beautiful and amazing. And yeah, she's there with her parents and siblings. And
how many times have you been there?
I think I've been there about 4 times.
Okay. Love it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, did you guys meet there?
No, we met here.
How'd you meet?
So I was going to a church here in Austin, in South Austin, which is
awesome.
A wonderful church. Shout out to Uprising on South First.
Got to play that.
And I had been single for a couple of years, and she walked into Sunday school. And it was that was it. I can tell you exactly what she was wearing, and that was 14 years ago.
Wow. Aww. And how long have you guys been married?
We've been married, we were together 5 years.
Okay.
And then after I met her family and made that first trip, that was important to her.
Nice.
So then we got married after 5 years. So we've been married for 9.
Wow. And kids now, obviously.
She had 2 kids when we met.
Okay.
Yeah. And that was such a joy and a gift for me to get to be a part of that and help raise 2 kids. I never dreamed that would be an opportunity for me.
Wow.
And now we have 3 beautiful grandsons.
Wow.
They're just
my gosh.
pure joy.
So you never thought that, okay,
Never.
maybe obviously I'm going to meet someone, potentially have a wife, but then to be able to be a mother and have grandkids to raise, that's just beauty with it.
I mean, again, back to my age, I never dreamed. First, I didn't ever have the desire to carry a child or give birth. I'd never had that in me. And so I always caution everyone, you shouldn't judge a woman or, think of anything about a woman some women just do not have that and don't desire that. And I never did. And I never dreamed that I would meet another lesbian who had children or felt differently about it,
Yep.
you know, and that just didn't happen when we were 20s,
Yep.
you know.
I have a handful of girlfriends that are hell to the nah on the kids, and they're good with it.
Yeah.
And younger too.
Mm.
And then one of my girlfriend that was, you know, dancing in the performance here, she and her wife just recently had a kid. So it's just, you never know, you know.
Awesome.
But all right. So, and you weren't swiping, you weren't doing the old school thing. It wasn't a good old fashioned, I see you, I like you, and I'm going to make the move. I love that. Okay. Now, how did you get to the point where you guys obviously live in life, you're here in Austin, and then you're like, you know what? Let's open up a women's focused bar, you know, sports bar.
Mm-hmm.
How did you get to this point?
So from the beginning, she and I both, early in our relationship, you know, we knew that in retirement, we didn't just want to get old and sit around. We wanted to know what were we going to do in our retirement whenever that was going to happen.
Oh, wow. So you had this open dialogue with her about aging and work.
Yeah. And she's very fit and athletic, and, you know, she has a lot of beliefs about, you know, we're not going to sit on the couch when we're old.
Love that.
And so we had originally talked about a real lesbian bar, like the dance club till 2 a.m. And
they're fun.
But women's clubs do not really succeed in America. You know, there's a lot going on about that now. There's only a handful left in the country. So we realized that was probably not the right move. Then we talked to coffee shops. Then they saturated the city, and we're like, oh my gosh, they're on every corner. We don't want to do a coffee shop. And in 2022, I received a news article about Jenny in Portland opening the sports bra.
Okay.
And I showed it to her, and I said, oh my gosh. I mean, this is a little bit of everything, right?
It is.
You guys,
I will say, I'm saying this now. This place is gorgeous. Let me just plug it in real quick. I opened up the doors, and you don't really see what it is on the streets. You open this door up, it's brand new, clean, smells great, decorated like to the nines, like good vibes, good energy, beautiful big deck outside. I said deck. And then you know, it's just, you know, and you had the menu, and the parking is easy, you know, and it's just right across from the university. So I'm very particular about the environment that I'm in, and especially for a gay guy. You know, I was like, okay, kind of where we're at downtown. But then when I walked in, I was like, I feel safe. Every one of your employees was so kind, so sweet. And honestly, what I feel is missing in a lot of these up and coming restaurants in Austin is that they don't feel like their attitude of like wanting to be there and wanting to work. Mm-hmm. Everyone was enjoying themselves, which I think is so important. I think that's just like a contribute to you guys on obviously who you hire, how you treat your staff, the environment that they're in. You know, again, I was only here that one time, but it felt like that is what was going on here. Yeah.
I mean, that was the whole point when we saw what was happening with Jenny Wynn, and then the Rough and Tumble we went to visit, and the one, a bar of their own in Minneapolis. It's fun. The customers are having fun. They're watching sports. They're supporting women. They're making friends with people they've never met who are the same, whether they support the same athlete or the same team, and making new friends, and it's fun. And so the employees are having a great time and having fun at the same time. And everybody loves to cut up with them, and they cut up with them about who's their favorite player, if their team's going to lose. And so it does make it a lot of fun. But it was everything. It took away the dance feature that does not work for lesbian bars, the 2 a.m. dance club.
Well, who wants to, I mean, they get messy. People are throwing up. It's a whole thing, you know?
Now, we know, for example, shout out to Cheer Ups, right? Queer Bar in Austin, and Tamara and Maggie have been amazing to help with me and answer questions as we've been going through this process. And you do have those people who want that atmosphere.
Absolutely.
So this now gives Austin another
option.
So if you want to go dance and, bounce up and down and drink and party. And we love that.
Do it, yeah.
Then go do it,
Yeah.
right? You have a place for that at Cheer Ups. Lots of DJ stuff, lots of events, lots of events. Go for it. Go support them. If you want to watch sports or come in a more relaxed, chilled environment, and, we close at 10 and 11 every night, and you're not the early, you're not the late person, then this place is here for you.
Yeah. I noticed, obviously, we're here on a Tuesday, so you're closed on Mondays and Tuesdays, and then you're only open from 4 to 10.
That's correct.
So that's like perfect, like sweet spot. You're not like overly doing it. You're not overly working everyone, and it keeps it, I feel like, more functional. Has that been your experience with it?
So part of it is when women's sports are on TV. So when we started this project, we were doing pop-ups at some local breweries. Shout out to all of them and thank you. Places like Haymaker and Hop Squad.
Oh, yes.
Lots of sports bars and places that would help us do a women's watch party. And we discovered on Mondays and Tuesdays, one, there's not a lot of women's sports. They do exist. But even if we were doing one and showing something, people did not come out on a Monday or Tuesday night.
Wow.
So we could get them out, getting closer to the weekend, Wednesday through Sunday, they would come out and attend watch parties. And so that's why we decided we would give our staff 2 days off. I know that's not common in the service industry. And so to get started on the project and to get open, we would close Mondays and Tuesdays and focus on the other days.
And I think that would that's kind of the recipe as well. They need the time off. It allows them to reset, allows them obviously potentially to have other jobs or daytime jobs to do what they want to do and come in here and have fun and make some other money.
It gives me some time off too.
Yeah, which is important. I just know that restaurant industry will wear you out. So I guess that was kind of going into my next question was like, okay, you bounced around a few ideas, coffee shops, lesbian bar, this. How did you say, where did I know you graduated with a business degree, but how did it say, okay, we're going to open a brick and mortar and have customers and have service? Like, was that your wife or combination? Other than the inspiration from Portland, how did you guys say, okay, this was going to be something that is going to keep us off the couch, I guess is maybe the answer.
Yeah. So again, we our feeling was not only did we want to stay off the couch and do something in retirement to keep us busy, but we really wanted to do something for our community. I mean, my wife is from a country where women are not allowed to do things. That it's getting better, but she grew up not being able to play sports. I mean, she got a math degree, and the only thing she could do was teach. They wouldn't let her be a mathematician or do other careers in math, right? So she comes from this, I want to do something for women, and I want to do something about women's equality and our LGBTQ plus community as a gay woman.
Heck yeah.
And I felt the same way, coming here at the age of 20. We had a few lesbian bars in town, and there was lots of space to go and hang out with friends and have a good time. And because that really doesn't exist, we have bars, okay? So let me say this, an asterisk, not trying to offend anybody out there.
Yeah, same.
But we have bars that are male-focused or are queer and everyone-focused, and usually a much younger crowd.
Mm-hmm.
But there was nothing that's just about the lesbian population who does not want to go dancing.
At all.
At all.
Yep.
So we went to Rough and Tumble in the summer of 23. We see it in action. The wonderful community, lots of lesbian people, LGBTQ people, straight people too, families watching a WNBA game. Talked to the owner, Jen Barnes. She said she would do it again 100%. And she did like I did, basically retired and got into the business. And she said, yes, she would do it 100% all over again. So I told Marlene, we need to go check out if we could make it work in Austin, because I think this would be awesome for our community.
Yeah.
So we come back. We didn't talk about it for a while. We were both still working. And I'll be honest, I couldn't get it out of my heart. Like I literally sat up in the bed one day and started just tears. Like, I can't get this out of my heart. I can't get this off my head.
So it kind of felt like a calling, or intuition spoke to you?
Yeah, there was just something there, and it scared the hell out of me, man. Like,
wow.
It still scares me today. I mean, it's a risk.
Yeah.
And So we did research, found that we have the population these other cities have. We have the lesbian population, LGBTQ plus community. We have the things that make it work. The only thing that we don't have is a ton of professional women's sports, right?
Right.
But I think we're at the beginning of that, and I think Austin,
blowing up.
It
Yes,
is, and I think
it really
Austin's
is.
going to keep growing. I think there's still going to be opportunities for female athletes in women's sports, and the fact that we don't have a lot of teams here does not impact what I show on our televisions.
Correct.
So we felt, and in everything that we discovered and worked on, that this would be a great space for our community, and so it was just we couldn't get rid of it.
Make it happen.
We could, yeah. I mean, in this day and age and in our current environment, we need these spaces. And that was sort of all the more reason we kept going. We could have put it off for 3 or 4 years or 5 years, right? I didn't have to retire at 56. I could have kept working, and we could have waited until 60 or 62. But we felt like with everything going on out there, people need a space.
More than ever.
More than ever.
Yeah.
And so we want to be that space and provide that space. So we love it. People come in and just hang out. They come and play games. They come and with their friends.
A date night, their first date night here.
Yeah. I mean, it's about sports and women's equality, putting women on our TVs, but it is so much more. And I think the more people are coming and starting to figure that out.
Yeah. Well, thank you for being so brave and honestly listening to your heart. And, finding strength within your marriage to lean on each other and say, not only is this something that we need for ourselves, but for the bigger picture.
That's right.
Women, young women athletes, and then the LGBTQ people need a space, because it is, 4th Street is getting torn apart. I feel like there's not much left for the gay guys or anybody there, so, and like I said, a lot of my girlfriends are like, there's nothing here. There's nothing here. Why do you think that is the case? You said you were here and there were a handful of, lesbian bars, and that's a big question. Why don't you think there is more?
Yeah, I think there was a great story on KUT recently, and I can't quote her exactly, but, they talked to Tina Cannon over at the LGBTQ plus chamber.
Okay.
And basically the information or the article was about how women make less money than men. So they don't go out and spend like men do. They don't drink like men do. In this day and age, drinking is not as popular as it was 20 or 30 years ago as well. So those factors were listed in that article from the chamber, which we've known from our research. But I think that's what it is, that people women are not, there's many a factor, and it has to do with money, drinking, and just their personal preferences. They settle down. We start nesting really quick. I mean, I'm not gonna,
Yes, there's
there's a phrase.
I know the phrase. I know the phrase. Beep beep. I know the phrase.
Yeah, but yeah, we settle down. We stay at home and nest.
I mean, you really hit it on the head. I mean, this population now has evolved, and the drinking thing, the going out and dancing, and there's a time and a place, like we all said, but it's not like a big priority like it was back then, so I think that I'm just so proud for you too, and it's one of the decisions that you made. It sounds like you just didn't say, okay, let's throw some money at it, open the doors. You did your due diligence, you did your research, you were making sure this was the right thing and in alignment. Well, I always talk about being in alignment with yourself and your purpose, and this definitely feels that way. So again, all right. So this is beautiful. Like I said, who designed this?
So we basically took over a space that had already been pretty much designed.
Okay.
What we did was mainly clean, paint, because we knew we were going to have a ton of, stuff on the walls and TVs. But yeah, this was basically already here. We did have a wonderful general contractor, Natalia Lee. Shout out to Nat, and she was amazing, helping us decorate and do some stuff inside and outside, and
done really well. Shout out to Nat, and I love the Women's Sports Illustrated magazines. All in the bathroom hallway and around.
Yeah, that was an idea of hers to have a hall of fame in the hall for the bathrooms.
Yeah.
And so we bought a bunch of them and filled the hallway. And then we had extras. And so we've kind of dispersed them throughout. We still get a lot of people, though, who come in and give me donations. Like I had someone, a friend of ours in California, wonderful woman, brought us a Sparks signed jersey. So I've got it in the box. I need to get it up on the wall. But if anyone, they come out to us and ask us, do you want stuff? And absolutely, we've got plenty of wall space, so we will hang it up.
Yeah, you definitely do. It looks really well. Okay, what sports do you like to watch?
Well, I love it all.
You really do?
Yeah, I think this started with soccer from 1995. I do love to watch soccer, and I think that was the real first seed in this women's movement. I think,
agree, actually.
Yeah, I think that started it, and then, because then you started seeing towns have, the little girls have soccer leagues. You don't.
So cute.
Yeah, I mean, that was a biggie, and I mean, softball has been big for a long time, but I do think that really started some of this movement. And so I love soccer, but love softball. I didn't know rugby until I met Marlene 14 years ago.
Oh, really? Yeah, we just got into rugby with the Olympics.
Yeah.
And seeing all that. That's a whole nother thing.
It is. And so
we actually want to go to a pro rugby game somewhere in a different country.
Yeah, she taught me, I still don't know all of it, but we watched and she taught me some rules, and now I can actually watch it with a little bit of confidence and love the sport. I love the way they come out and they look so nice and pretty at the beginning, and at the end they are sweaty.
So up and
they got grass and dirt and blood
cut open.
That's sport, man.
Yeah, busted eyeball. No, 100%. Okay. Now I've read, but give a brief description on why the name 1972 Pub.
When we started the project, we were using a tagline, ATX Women's Sports Pub, because we really wanted everybody to understand what we were working on. This was a project about women and women's sports, okay? And we knew that we needed a shorter name, shorter title when we were getting ready to open. And our PR firm came up with a few, and 1972 was just an incredible year and significant year for providing girls and young women access to sports in schools and colleges. And providing that access, I think, was a game changer. And that's, not that, I mean, we're a small piece of this, but we want to provide access to anyone who wants to watch women's sports and support women athletes. So it was just, we were like, that's it.
No brainer.
1972.
Yeah. Great name. I think it says what you just said, says it all. And it's memorable too.
Yeah. I mean, I was 4, so I don't remember 1972, right?
Same.
But what Title IX did in 1972 was very significant.
Now, why this location?
This location came to us through just people knowing about our project. We had been looking at other space, and we had a deal on East 6th that didn't work out. And the woman that represented the person on East 6th knew what we were trying to do. And so when the 2 boys that had this one before, or 2 men rather, when they were looking for someone to take over, she came to our realtor and she said, as a woman, she said, look, I think I've got y'all a space.
Yeah.
Which was great for us because a woman saved the day. I just want to throw that out there.
Hello. And
she knew and she understood what we were wanting and what we were trying to do. And
she looked out for you.
She did. And she wasn't even our realtor, so shout out to Jennifer for that. But she, she came to our realtor, and we had to come in as a customer and check it out.
Okay.
Because it was never on the market.
Did you know, was it love at first sight, or did you had to really think about it? And
yeah, we came several times.
Okay.
Because we had to envision, where were TV's going to go, and is the bar too small, right? Or is it perfect? And what is that? What are we going to do with that patio? And but the rent was, a very fair price for it, for what we're getting and in the space. And I mean, after our second visit, we looked at each other and said, we can turn this around quick, and it's great. Yeah.
You just knew then. I mean, other than obviously coming to see it and do all what you had to do, but it still, it connected with you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, how long have you guys been open? And also, what is your favorite thing on the menu?
So we opened in March, just in time for March Madness.
Oh,
And so we had a crazy first few weeks with women's basketball for college.
Yeah.
And that wasn't necessarily planned that way. It is just the way it happened, right? By the time Jennifer came to our realtor and said, we found you a space and we got it closed, that's just what happened. We had the time and could do March Madness. So we've been open since March.
I mean, that's a heck of a grand opening.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Thanks to the community.
Yeah.
Thanks to the women and the sports fans for coming out for that.
Yes.
And my favorite thing on the menu, we knew that in Austin, food-wise, we were going to have to compete.
Yeah. That's why I'm asking you.
Yeah, we couldn't just
foodie.
Yeah, we couldn't just throw out, here's our fried food menu, right, which you find at a sports bar.
Right.
And so we met a wonderful young chef. Shout out to Chef Allison Huganen. And when we told her what our vision was, it was an instant connection. She knew exactly what we were wanting. And so she designed our menu. And one of our favorites is the hush puppies.
Okay.
Because of the sauce. They're elote hush puppies, and the sauce on it is amazing.
I saw also reasonably priced.
Yes.
Like, that was nice to see. I mean, it's not, cheap to where you're like giving it away. And I'm not saying that, but I'm also like, it's not like again, it goes along with saying you're coming in, you're feeling comfortable, you can enjoy sharing a handful of things with a few friends, you're not gouging your pocket, it speaks to that again.
Exactly. We wanted it to be, you're going to come and spend a few hours watching an event, and so we wanted it to be where you could afford to have your appetizer, your meal, and enjoy the time that you're here with your drinks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also a lot of people are on the non-alcs. Me and,
That's right.
Jason did 5-month non-alc, month, the longest time I've ever done that. And now I just do it more on celebrations and, things like that. And so I just learned that is important also to have, because you don't have to, just because it's a bar or a sports bar, or, you have that environment, doesn't mean you can't go because you don't have options. So providing that to people, which I hope other restaurant people understand, that is going to really help. Other than, Jason was in LA recently getting his second master's, and he asked the bartender, hey, can I have a mocktail? And he goes, what do you like, a Shirley Temple or like Arnold Palmer? And he goes, no, never mind. So, you know what I mean? Like, it's not that complicated, but it also is an audience, because people aren't drinking like they used to.
That's right.
Is important to have. And I appreciate you having that. And I think also what was awesome that I recognize, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that the mimosa champagne that people were drinking was a women's owned brand.
That's right. Our focus is, again, the whole project was about women and, having a space for women on our televisions and women's sports. But it also goes further than that. We wanted women brewed draft beers. So that's the reason we gave that some attention. We wanted women-owned, operated, or distilled alcohol. So we have a lot of people who will come in and they'll name their favorite alcohol. And I'm like, I'm sorry that we don't have that. And as soon as they kind of have that look on their face, but as soon as I explain, this is focused on women. And so we have...
They're open to try it.
Yeah, we have this alcohol that is distilled by a woman or operated by a woman. They're like, oh, I get it. That's awesome. They get excited. Yeah.
I definitely got excited.
Yeah. So yes, that's one of the things that if you're coming and drinking, you're going to find, we're going to find a few of those favorites, but we have a huge focus on women-owned, women-operated, or women distilled, or women brewed.
Yeah. It's not just what you see on TV. It's all the way through the bar and restaurant too.
Yes.
Now, what do you have going on regularly throughout the week, or events throughout the year?
Yeah, so of course every season comes with different sports. So, we finished women's basketball in the spring. We go into some soccer in the summer, softball now that we have professional softball in the summer. Yeah. WNBA, professional basketball started back up. The fall will be things like
tennis.
Volleyball. Yeah, tennis is
right now.
Yeah, it's Wimbledon.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to show Now, that wasn't the case a few years ago.
No.
But yeah, in the past, I'd say 12 months to 18 months, it's gotten very easy for us to find and show.
I just watched a documentary with Shaq and on their rebranding Reebok, and their focus was women on launching their new shoe, and it like is almost like a no-brainer at this point as well, with the female college athletes coming up and really showcasing and having a name and social media and everything.
Agree.
And dominating it and really bringing such strong attention to it. And
I think businesses are figuring that out.
Yeah.
That they have to do something to bring to the women.
Mm-hmm.
They're spending their money, they're making the decisions. We've known that for a long time in marketing. So I think companies are getting smarter to that, and that there's a lot of fans for women's sports.
Mm-hmm. And sorry to cut you off on the events throughout the year. Is there...
Yeah, so, we kind of know what we're going to show in sports all year. One of the other things that we really wanted to do and focused on was when we started, we reached out to all of the local women's teams. So we wanted them to know you have a space here, whether it's before practice, after a game.
Host.
If you want to have a fundraiser here, because a lot of them are nonprofit.
Yeah.
So come and have a party. Come and have your fundraisers. And so we try to stay in touch with them, let them know that this space is here and we're here for them to support them. We're startup, so we're not really at a point where I can give them a ton of money to support them for the year.
Right.
But I can sure have them here and do profit sharing. If they bring in people, I can give them some of that money back to support them and do some smaller sponsorships.
Oh, wow.
So we want to do that throughout the year as well. We actually have people now who are coming to us for personal parties. Like we just had a couple come and celebrate 30 years together here. And it was so much fun.
You have the space.
Dude, they put their photos up for 30 years on the TVs. I did not know these women.
Okay.
It was amazing. I got to see such wonderful photos, and it was like I know them, and I smiled, I laughed. Oh my gosh, it was amazing. So yeah, people are starting to know too that they can come here and do other stuff, and we're here for them.
I love that. And this is this is filling up not only what you had planned for with your wife as a retirement sort of project, but it is filling up your heart as well.
Yes.
And like the way the ripple effect is happening. And I think Violet told me, because I told her I was coming doing this podcast with you, and she said that you hired one of the people that were drag queens or performing, who was performing here that's Sunday. Is that correct?
Well, we're trying.
Okay.
They came to us and said they wanted to work here, and we would love to talk to them. So we've been trying to. But
okay, she said that.
We're trying to make contacts. So
girl, answer the phone call
if you know them or can help them tell where we are. Trying to reach out.
I will, because that honestly tugged on my heart as well, because it's difficult for them to find jobs, and the way that you are just so open. Your heart's open, your hands are open, you're just a big warm hug. And I feel that from you. And I think that it's just so much more than just a women's, sports bar. It really is. So.
It is to us, I will say. And, that's something else. We have at least 22 employees at all time, right? I mean, we are providing jobs too in the community. And so safe space for everyone to come and hang out, jobs for people in our community. And yeah, it is definitely filling my heart. That's one thing I always said to my wife, as a teacher. She had this amazing job that you could go to graduation, they'd get up and tell their story, how they had to go to school or they quit school, they went back to school. And you'd be in tears because my wife does this amazing, fulfilling job, right? Mm-hmm. And I worked for corporate America, and it was all about money. And I'm like, what am I doing?
Same.
And so that was part of, too, my passion. When I said I couldn't get it off my heart, I kept thinking, this is a chance for me to get me personally fill my heart with stuff. And I don't mean that as in, how do I say this? I'm not trying to say it in a bragging. I mean, I'm being very honest that getting to be with people, and when they come up to me and thank me and they feel comfortable in this space, or they feel comfortable coming on a date and tell us that, it feels
means more than
it means so much to me.
I come from a corporate world. My husband's a teacher, and so corporate world can be very soul sucking.
Yep.
And to say the least. And I understand now, and that's part of why my podcast, I don't have like a ton of followers, a ton of all this and that, but I am slowly making moves and making progress, and I think that I love to hold a space for our community and help others see what we're doing and how we're moving and how we're shaking, and be fun and be funny and allow people to connect.
Yeah, and it's important.
Yeah.
This is very important, right? And I hope that you're finding purpose in that, like
Yes.
I am,
Yeah,
because
I am.
we don't get younger, we get older, and I think we get wiser, and we go, what am I leaving?
What are we doing here?
What am I doing? Yeah.
Now, obviously, you run this whole restaurant, and today's your day off. What do you normally do on your days off? So you're working, this whole thing is I'm sure always running in the back of your head. But when you're off, do you actually take time off for yourself, or what do those days look like now? Are you there yet, actually, or are you still?
I'm getting there. I again have a great staff, and we have a great front of house manager who is very encouraging to me to take some time off. So I'm busted the late hours, the time, the Wednesday through Sunday. So Monday I do pretty much rest and kind of catch up on some sleep and chill out and veg a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe catch up on a show.
I was going to say, you're on that couch watching them shows. I know, because that's what I need to do.
Yeah, but usually on Tuesday I start picking up some things, making sure my email is caught up, working on whatever it is that we need to finish or take care of.
Okay. Now, I know you probably had some hurdles and obstacles to get where you're at now. Can you share what some of those were? And then ideally, if some entrepreneur is out there wanting to achieve what you are achieving right now, because can be very daunting, but you have that light in your heart and you want to make an impact for whatever specialty or niche you feel like doing, what advice would you give that person?
I would always say go do it, follow your dreams. I think it's important to do some work, like we really did some work beforehand to see. We had a ton of restaurant owners that we went and talked to, and we
Austin's
visited.
huge for this.
It is. It is, and we had some great people help us, and Sarah Hurd and over at Foreign and Domestic was great to answer questions for me. Sarah at Nixta has been great to answer questions.
Wow.
Chef Joe Chen has been amazing to answer questions and talk to us. Keith over at Haymaker, just shout out to all of them because they're just a handful.
Man, you had some good Austin support.
Well, I reached out to them and people would connect us because I really wanted to understand, not coming from the business. And it's funny, those people didn't necessarily tell me. The ones that I didn't name would say, don't do it.
Okay.
It's so much work.
Yeah,
and
no.
It's so financially difficult, right? Don't do it. I can't tell you how many people said, do not do it.
Like run away
as far as you can. Do not do it.
Save your money, get out.
But we just could not get there because of what we were seeing happen in the other spaces in the Pacific Northwest and in Chicago, seeing those communities. And like I said, it was just on our heart to do something for our community. So I would say always go for your dreams, check things out, do your research. It is scary every day. I mean, we still, we have a donate button on our website because we would love for people to believe what we're doing, believe in what we're doing, and go support us in some way. So it's very scary, but we're going to do it.
Yeah. And you are doing it.
That's right.
You are doing it. Now, what was, as we wrap up here, what was your, wow, babe, we did this moment as far as from the beginning to where you're at now? Was there a particular moment where you just held your wife's hand and just said, wow, babe, we did it and we're doing it?
Yeah, I think March Madness, when we opened, we were full inside and out. We had to put up signs that we were at capacity. And so I think from a business standpoint and knowing that we were going to be able to make some money that day and stay open, right?
Yeah.
I think it was that moment. But I think the bigger moment for us is, and we both have talked about this, when that woman has walked up to us and said, "This is the safest I have felt in a bar in a really long time."
Oh.
Or they walk up and say, "We don't have anything like this in Austin, and thank you so much for opening it." And that happens basically every day that we're open. We have someone say something to us. We have had even men.
I did. I came right up to you when I left. I said, this was a mind-blowing experience for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been around and I've seen a lot of things. There was nothing like this that I've personally have seen. So it was very special. I got getting goosebumps just saying this. It was very, very special.
Yeah,
And so
we've had several men like that have said, "There's no male toxicity here, and I can be myself, and y'all are so friendly and so welcoming, and I will be here." And that's the key. You know, the community, someone said to us after we opened, it is now up to the people and the community to come and
Yes.
show up for you
Yes.
and to keep you open. I mean, that's
Absolutely.
really what it's about.
Do y'all hear that? Come visit, come keep her open. The restaurant has everything you'd want. That's part of it, you know, because the restaurant industry, especially in Austin, there's, you know, it's nothing's like this, of course. So you're not in competition, but it's, you know, there's a lot happening.
There is. And I have a whole new understanding about small business and LGBTQ plus businesses. I mean, we've always been supportive of LGBTQ plus business, but not the importance and how we have to get out. We have to go to them. We have to spend our money there and support them. And so I think we're both have a much deeper, better understanding of that too. And so we do a lot more of that now when we can.
And I promise, my promise to you is I will be that supporter for you. Hands down. I am Mr. Social. I am Mr. All over the place. And I would love to see this particular place not only survive, but thrive, because I see its worth, I see its potential, and I see what you're bringing to Austin and its growth, but also for the people within our community, and it means the world. And I think a lot of people, once they come and experience, will see that, and it'll blossom and it'll grow. So
thank you.
Well, just to wrap up here, I like to end with a few. What's your girl bye and your yes queen? So what that means is your girl bye is just like, this is what as a let's just keep it to your bar and restaurant. So when someone comes in you as a customer, and you're just like, you're annoyed, like, ugh. Like, girl, bye. I hate when customers do this. Or what do you like? Yes, queen. What do you want to see more of? Or what do you applaud? Or what do you like celebrate that's happening right now? It doesn't have to be restaurant wise, but like, what is your one thing that you just wish people like, this is annoying, respect, and then like on the positive side of that?
Yeah, I think on the yes queen, that's the easiest one, because as a bar and restaurant, if you come in and you're willing to hear our recommendations and try anything and eat anything, and you're like, I'll try it. That's yes queen. Give it up.
Okay. So ask when they say, what do you have? What are your specials? What are your recommendations? Mm-hmm. Trust the chef. Trust. Yeah. Love that.
Yeah. And our 1972 burger comes with the grilled onion jam. And so a lot of people are like, I don't like onions. I don't want onions. So I always say, can I put it on the side? Because it's not your typical onion. I just want you to try it.
Yeah.
And every time they've done it, they're like, oh my gosh, that was amazing. And I'm like, see, you just got to trust. And that's a yes queen.
Absolutely. I'm the same boat.
Yeah. I don't think and on bye girl, let me think. Basically we're here for everybody. And, whatever it is you want to change on a drink or a food, we're down with that. We'll do that for you and help you. But I don't know.
Maybe come in with just more of an open mind and an open experience and allow maybe things to just flow naturally. I don't know. Some people, I feel like, come to certain bars and restaurants and have a little bit of an expectation, which is fine, but each space is different from the next. So like, almost like you said on the burger, like just put it on the side or try it or experience it, or,
Yeah.
not so like regimen in your experience and come in, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, we're a sports bar, so
Yeah.
you're going to be here a while. So I guess the people, hopefully you eat and drink while you're here. Maybe the person who comes and has water might be the bye girl.
Bye, girl. Hey, at least get sparkling.
But
Get a
it
sparkling
doesn't,
water.
let me phrase it.
Yeah.
That has not happened here yet, thank goodness. But if that were to happen, that would probably be my bye girl.
Okay. Well, don't come here not to drink the water. Enjoy all the flavors and all the delicious food here at 1972 Pub. You guys, I promise you, come check this out. Happy birthday. Thank you for doing this. You are a gem. I honestly got to know you for a split second and proposed to do this podcast. You said absolutely. Honestly, getting to know you a lot more today just really warms my heart. I can't express to you how much it means for what you're doing and the things that you haven't even felt or seen yet and what's to come. Just keep going. Like you said, keep showing up for yourself, keep showing up for your community, and it will all blossom bigger than you think. And that's it. So thanks for doing this podcast with me. And that's it, you guys. Don't forget to keep Austin Queird. Have an amazing day, and I will talk to you then.